Hello and welcome to the FITE Late Model Challenge Tour presented by the NSR. Tonight we are at the Monadnock Speedway in Winchester, New Hampshire, at one of the smallest tracks on our schedule. This tiny bull ring is going to provide some great side-by-side, bumper-to-bumper racing as they try and navigate their way through this tight racetrack. Should be an exciting event. Let's go down to the racetrack and take a look at the 10 drivers that will make up the starting grid of tonight's event. Starting on pole in car number 55, making his first start since Daytona, Nick Guenther for Amoedo Stoltz Racing, and to his outside, Joseph Ernesto at a TEAM Motorsports best qualifying run for this young driver. Row number 2, it's Cory Spencer, the driver everyone has their eyes on. Sean Angel from TEAM Motorsports, the Canadian, in row number 2. John Cittadino, they call him Mr. Monadnock. This is one of his favorite racetracks to go to. He starts in row number 3. Alongside Matt Evans for Evans Engineering Incorporated, making his first start at the racetrack. Row number 4, Steve Rada for Outlaw Racing, the sole Outlaw Racing entry in the field. To his outside is James Shelley for Michael Norman Motorsports. Rounding out the field, making his first FITE Late Model Challenge Tour start, it's Casey Lester, the 4th car for TEAM Motorsports. They make up a good deal of the field. And starting out in 10th position, Seth Cole, who did not turn a qualifying lap. Alright, here we go. 50 laps on the docket. Ooh, Casey Lester in the 66 car kicked it in reverse back there. Not sure why he did that. But all 10 cars rolling without too much incident. Nick Guenther going to lead him to the line. The pace car is in. We're ready to race here at the short track here in Monadnock. Nick Guenther with a great run to the inside line. Joseph Ernesto gets way wide on the outside line, gives up a lot of spots. Cittadino and Angel go in underneath. Here's Cory Spencer in car number 11, trying the challenge to number 55. Cittadino by the 58 back there. Spencer's got a nose on the inside. Car around. Looks like car number 3, Steve Rada, turned himself around. Let's take a look at the replay here. Just sends it into a bit of a drift, and Casey Lester, some contact with him. Rada keeps going, no caution on the racetrack for that incident. They're introducing a spin counter today for, I think, 5 in 10 laps. 5 people can spin within 10 laps before they throw out a caution. Nick Guenther starting to get a little bit of distance between himself and the 11 of Cory Spencer. Spencer, even though we're only on race number 3 of the season, Spencer is one of the favorites, if not the favorite, to win this championship. An excellent short track racer, a late model racer. Very great driver, Cory Spencer, and he's been exceptional all year long. Won at Daytona. Felt he should have won at New Smyrna, but Natan Amoedo pushed him out of the way. He's not here tonight. He's going to try and chase down Nick Guenther. We got to give a shout out to John Cittadino in the number 72. Great run so far, 3rd place overall. Noticing he's getting a little bit of tire smoke going into the corners there. But other than that, he's been able to stay ahead of Sean Angel, who's challenging pretty intensely. Now, TEAM Motorsports actually did a test session at this track a little earlier in the week. They had a big group event. Cittadino was consistently fast throughout that entire event, but Sean Angel was the overall most successful on the day. Those two were kind of battling over there. A little bit wide for Cittadino. He's going to leave the door open for Sean Angel. Cuts him down, and it looks like Angel not going to make the pass in that corner. 72 still out in front. Again, issues for the 72. Just can't seem to get it right in that corner. I'm not sure what's going on. It's going to allow Sean Angel to get by. Oh, crossover move. Cittadino trying to the inside line. Not going to work. Doesn't have the speed. Oh, the 72 car. Something went wrong there. That was a little bit different than missing the corner. Looks like the steering went on the 72. He's going to drop all the way back to 5th place. His teammate, Joseph Ernesto, going to get by him. Back out front, Nick Guenther still out front, and as you can see, lap traffic starting to play a factor. Takes only about 12 seconds to get around this racetrack, so lap cars come quickly. Oh, contact between the 71 and the 3. They're getting a little racy with each other. 71 car going to pull down to the inside line, just let the leaders go by. That was I'm surprised he stopped it down there. I think he could have just let him by just by rolling it, but alright, he gives up a lot of ground. Steve Rada goes a lap down as well. No issue for the race leaders. We are starting to get around the lap 20 mark. A couple more lap cars ahead of them. Guenther is starting to pull some ground on Cory Spencer. Guenther, another very exceptional driver that runs in the NSR leagues. There's a couple wins under his belt. Actually won a truck race last week. Casey Lester in the 66 is going to pull to the outside line, let the leaders go by. He's a little bit off pace, having some issues tonight. Matt Evans also going to give way, one of the team affiliate car. Seth Cole having a little bit of issue over there. It was a little bit shaky going into the corner, but he's going to keep it going. Nick Guenther going to have to try and deal with that lapped car if when he catches up to him. But Guenther starting to pull out. He's now about 2 car lengths ahead. Report that Casey Lester diving down pit road. The Horseheads Brewing Chevy having a lot of issues tonight. I think he used up those tires pretty severely. Cars are pretty spread out around the halfway point. This is the closest battle on the racetrack. Matt Evans and Steve Rada. And whoa! Evans is going to turn the 3 around, and that's going to be our first caution of the night. Matt Evans a little bit too hot going into the corner, and that Mazda Speed Mazda is going to go off track in turn number 2. He's going to lose a lot of ground there. He's going to try and get that car fired back up. We'll have to take a look and see what exactly happened. So Evans tried going underneath the number 3 machine. And this in the corner, he gets a little bit too much speed. A little too hot going in, like we said. They end up going off track, and Ray was able to roll it through the grass, but Evans got stuck up there a little bit. Well, our first caution of the night comes at just before the halfway point. A couple cars look like they're going to be going down pit road, and while they do that, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Thank you for watching here at Monadnock Speedway. We'll be right back after these commercial messages. The FITE Late Model Challenge Tour is sponsored by FITE TV. From MMA to pro wrestling to boxing to more, every night is fight night. Hello and welcome back to the Monadnock Speedway in Winchester, New Hampshire. A lot of your leaders went down pit road under that last caution. That leaves Nick Guenther still out front. Sean Angel to the front row. Joseph Ernesto in row 2 with Cory Spencer to his outside. Cittadino and Cole in the next row. James Shelley was the lucky dog in the last caution. We're green flag racing yet again. And oh, contact in turn number 1. Steve Rada and Seth Cole get together. And that is going to bring out the caution immediately. What happened here? It looks like the 72 didn't get going on the restart, but the 3, while in that 3-wide situation, just turned right almost. Seth Cole, a lot of damage to his number 98 FITE machine. Not going to be too happy about that one. He's going to have to try and salvage this day the best he can with all that damage on the 98. Well, we are under caution yet again. We're going to take another quick commercial break. We'll be right back, hopefully, with the remainder of this race. We'll see you in just a moment. The FITE Late Model Challenge Tour is sponsored by Jerky Pro, meat you can't beat. Hello and welcome back to the Monadnock Speedway in Winchester, New Hampshire. We're back. A couple drivers went down pit road, but up front it looks fairly the same. Nick Guenther and Sean Angel on the front row. Cory Spencer and now John Cittadino up to 4th. Joseph Ernesto went down pit lane. Seth Cole up to 5th with James Shelley right behind those two. There's Lester, Evans, and Rada all off the lead lap. And Shelley's going to give way on the restart. Guenther's going to go, oh, Casey Lester off in turn number 1. Hard into the tire barrier. No caution out for that, though. He gets back going, and we're going to continue on with this race. Guenther out front. Spencer already up to 2nd place. We know who the 2 best cars on track are. It's just a matter of which one will get to victory lane. Guenther and Spencer trying to duke it out there. Spencer trying to close that car length gap. Cittadino up to 3rd yet again after an early off-track excursion. Guenther trying to separate some ground between he and the 11. A little bit of smoke coming out of that corner. These cars really drift around these corners. John Cittadino in the number 72. They call him Mr. Monadnock. He loves this racetrack. He's got over 1,000 laps at this track. And he's considers himself quite good here. And this is a extraordinarily good run for the 72. Normally he's about a mid-pack guy. But right now sitting 3rd on track. It may be only a 10-car field, but 3rd place is still impressive. Sean Angel right behind him. This has been a good battle all race long. Cittadino had that issue earlier on. A steering issue was causing the problem. That was causing him to get off track. And we have a report of something going on. Looks like Seth Cole might have stalled coming out of corner number 2. He gets turned around by the 62 of Joseph Ernesto. He keeps it going, however. No caution out on the racetrack. Seth Cole not having a great night. Car number 55, Nick Guenther out in the lead, but Spencer has caught up in car number 11. Guenther's been really racing the wheels off this thing, and Spencer is trying to dog him, trying to see if he can make the 55 make a mistake. It's really a one-groove racetrack here. You're not going to make much ground on the outside lane unless you're in heavy traffic. And with only 10 cars, I don't think we're going to have much heavy traffic out here tonight. Spencer trying to look low. Just can't get it done. Nick Guenther having a great run in that Ford machine sponsored by Penn State. Guenther, a very successful race car driver in various leagues. Casey Lester giving way to the race leaders. He's got a lot of heavy damage. It's been a bit of a struggle. I think Casey Lester's going to want to forget Monadnock after tonight. Spencer trying for it. Just can't get him. Guenther trying to hang on to this one as we start getting into lap traffic. This is how quick these two are. They've already caught up to the tail end of the pack, and look at that gap between them and third place John Cittadino. These two, Cory Spencer into the wall. A mistake by car number 11. Pushed it a little too hard coming out of 4. He's going to lose a bit of ground. Cittadino in the Cittaverse Chevy, still hanging on to it, but Sean Angel is trying to catch him. Angel's been doing a little bit better job managing his tires tonight, though, so he might have the advantage going to the late stages. Car number 62, Joseph Ernesto, now finds himself in the mix after turning the 98 car around. Angel going for it. Cittadino made a little bit of contact with the wall coming out of 4. And no contact! Car number 58 turns his teammate, and his other teammate stacks in. The TEAM Motorsports cars all go around in turns 1 and 2. And Cittadino goes from 3rd to 5th. Angel now up into the podium spot. James Shelley now with the pack. And it looks like another thing happened. Looks like Steve Rada again into a bit of a drift. I'm not sure where Steve thinks he is. It seems like he thinks he's at Wall Stadium for the drift racing event. But he's had some pretty good saves tonight, though, Steve Rada, including a couple of incidents. He's been having a little bit of a hard time. Car 55. Nick Guenther still out front. He's pulled out to about 3 car lengths. This is looking to shape up for car number 55. We start getting to these closing stages of this event. Not too many laps to go. Lap traffic in front of them. So you can see them right there. They're all kind of jostling for position. It looks like there's a little bit of contact between them. I saw some... Yeah, Cittadino got knocked back a little bit, it would seem. White flag is out. Nick Guenther. Can he get it done? Here at Monadnock, he's unopposed. Nick Guenther is going to win here in New Hampshire. Great run by Nick Guenther. Led flag to flag. Got the pole. One of the fastest in practice. And he was one of the fastest out on the racetrack. Just was able to hold off the 11. And let's get a replay of what happened here with 2 laps to go. Cittadino runs it wide. And then James Shelley makes this dive bomb move going in. He's going to shove the 72 up the racetrack. That's going to allow... James Shelley to get a good finish tonight. Joseph Ernesto, also a great finish for him as he was able to avoid this melee. Shelley was able to keep the spot. Sean Angel got passed by the 72 of Cittadino. What a wild battle for position for spots 3 through 6. Nick Guenther, though, is your winner today. He's going to do some well-deserved victory burnouts on the front straightaway for this small but excited crowd, and we are going to take a look at your race results for tonight's event. Nick Guenther would go on to win your race. He led every single lap of the event. Cory Spencer, an impressive run for him, 2nd place overall, just wasn't able to get by the 55 of Guenther. Joseph Ernesto qualified well, finished well. Great job for the TEAM Motorsports driver. James Shelley, aggressive moves near the end, gets him up to a 4th place finish. Good job for him. John Cittadino rounds out the top 5, was hoping for a little bit better, but he'll take 5th. Sean Angel was the last car to finish on the lead lap in car number 58. Seth Cole went a lap down after a spin in the last stage of this event. Matt Evans in the 13 didn't really have the pace today. Steve Rada, a lot of issues for the number 3 machine, 2 laps off the pace. And Casey Lester, not a good debut in the FITE series, 5 laps down after multiple pit stops and several off-track excursions. Let's take a look at the point standings now. Cory Spencer is on top by a decent margin. John Cittadino 2nd in points. Would you expect it going into this season? He's 12 points back of Cory Spencer. Steve Rada, despite a poor performance today, still finds himself 3rd in points, 3 points back of Cittadino. Here comes James Shelley, though. He is tied with Steve Rada for 3rd in points. Sean Angel, 5th overall, hoping to finally get that W this season. Joseph Ernesto, 6th in points. Seth Cole right behind him, starting to get into higher gaps. as Matt Evans in 8th place, the lowest placing of drivers who have run every single event this year. Natan Amoedo sits 9th with a victory. Nick Guenther, the win today, almost gets him ahead of the 59. He rounds out your top 10 in points. Well, an exciting event here at the Monadnock Speedway comes to a close, but the fun in New Hampshire is just getting started. Next on our schedule, Thompson Motor Speedway, historic racetrack, and it should be a fun event for all. We will cover that race when it comes around. Until then, we will see you next time.